Everyone, do you believe the prophecy in the book of Revelation in the Bible? Among the prophecies is a chilling prediction that 33% of the earth will be struck, and 33% of humanity will perish. I asked Google AI to learn more about this prophecy. Tell me about the beings bound under the Euphrates River. Christian eschatology. In Christian eschatology, the beings associated with the Euphrates River are the four angels mentioned in Revelation chapters 914 to 15. These beings are currently bound in the Euphrates River and will be temporarily released to execute God's judgment at the end of time. Biblical basis and content. Revelation chapters 913 to 15. When the sixth trumpet plague is sounded, a voice from the altar commands the sixth angel holding the trumpet, release the four angels who were bound in the great river Euphrates. Then, four angels are released, who were prepared for that hour, day, month, and year, to kill a third of humanity. Roll. These angels lead a massive army of 200 million cavalrymen to execute a devastating judgment that will kill a third of humanity. This is accomplished through three plagues of fire, smoke, and brimstone. Theological interpretation. Fallen angels. Evil spirits. These four angels are generally interpreted as fallen angels, demonic beings who rebelled against God. God has bound them in the Euphrates River Valley to prevent them from causing further harm until the appointed time. Purpose of binding. The expression, they are bound, is used in a similar way to the 1,000-year-long binding of Satan in Revelation chapter 202, suggesting that they are evil beings with limited activities. Symbolic meaning. The Euphrates River was a significant geographical location in biblical history, being near the Garden of Eden and serving as a border between ancient empires. Some interpreters believe the river has a symbolic meaning beyond its actual geographic location, suggesting that God's judgment will come from the east beyond the Euphrates. God's sovereignty. Even the release of these angels is timed under God's sovereignty. The time, day, month, and year are determined, and is considered part of God's judgment plan. In conclusion, the beings bound beneath the Euphrates River are four unnamed fallen angels, who will be temporarily released to execute a large-scale judgment on humanity at the end of time. I asked again. Similar references exist in Islamic hadith. The sayings and deeds of the Prophet Muhammad. Omitted. Islamic tradition hadith. Some Islamic hadiths also mention the prophecy that if the Euphrates River dries up, there will be great conflict, war, and many deaths. Abyss. The Bible only mentions these four angels as being bound by the great river Euphrates, and the abyss is specifically mentioned in Revelation 20 is the place where Satan is imprisoned for 1,000 years. However, these four angels are also interpreted as being connected to the abyss, as they are in a similar, bound state. In short, this legend is a prophetic symbol in the Bible that shows God's sovereign judgment on human history and the end times, and these four angels are depicted as beings waiting to execute large-scale disasters at a predetermined time. And the identities of these four were not revealed, so I asked again. Omitted. The specific targets Michael defeated were as follows: Satan. Lucifer, also known as Satan, the devil, the old serpent, and the great dragon. He is the leader of the angelic rebellion against God. Traditionally, there's a tradition that he was the greatest archangel named Lucifer and then fell. But this is more of a folktale than an official doctrine. Fallen angels. Demons. These are angels who followed Satan in rebellion against God and were banished from heaven. They were cast down to earth together and became the forces of evil. In short, Michael, as the leader of God's army, was responsible for defeating Satan and all the rebellious angels, demons, who followed him and banishing them from heaven. This symbolizes the ultimate triumph of good over evil. And I still couldn't grasp the details, so I asked again. Tell me the names of these four. Or, tell me a text that even names them. Omitted. Other traditions are documents that mention the names, while the Bible itself doesn't name these four angels. Some apocrypha, Jewish apocalyptic literature, or later folklore give these four angels names. The Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch, an apocryphal text widely read in Jewish and early Christian communities, contains the names of fallen angels. It contains the names of four archangels: Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, as well as other fallen angels: Semihaza, Azazel, etc., who led humanity to sin. However, there is no clear consensus that these four angels are directly identified with the four angels bound at the Euphrates in the book of Revelation. Other notes and interpretations omitted. In conclusion, there is no reliable canonical or widely accepted major doctrinal document that names these four angels. References to their names are primarily found in non-canonical literature or specific religious folklore sources, and the content can vary from tradition to tradition. And I still don't know their names. So, I brought you the following document linked by Google AI. Sheila Davis's profile photo. Sheila Davis. Lives in Houston, Texas, 1968. Present author has 5,900 answers and 1.9 million answer views. 7 years of experience. Some believe the Bible refers to angels ruling Syria, Iraq, Turkey, and Iran. Some interpret these nations as being released to wage war, as recorded in Revelation chapters 913 to 16. These nations are located in various regions of the Euphrates River Basin, while not mentioned by name in the Bible. The Book of Enoch names several fallen angels. Shemiaza, Semjaza, Shemahaza is the leader, and Azazel, Tamiel, Ariel, and Kokabiel are names of fallen angels. Translators sometimes vary in their spellings and names. And, since the names of 5 fallen angels are mentioned, let's take a look at Azazel and Tamiel as a preview. I also asked, can you elaborate on the fallen angel Tamiel from the Book of Enoch? According to the Book of Enoch, Tamiel or Tumiel is one of the Watchers Grigori, a group of fallen angels who descended from heaven to interact with humans. He is listed as the 5th of the 200 leaders of fallen angels. Key facts. Name meaning the name Tamiel generally means, the perfection of God, or, God is perfect, contrasting with his ironic status as a fallen angel. Other names in Enoch 69, Tamiel is also called Kasday or Cassiad, meaning, Chaldean, astrologer or hidden power hand. Knowledge taught to humanity. Tamiel contributed to the fall by teaching humans forbidden knowledge. Specifically, he taught astronomy, sky signs, and constellations. Bad influence. Tamiel is also described as teaching humans all evil attacks from spirits and demons, attacks that cause miscarriage in the womb, attacks on the soul, snake bites, and attacks from the heat of the day. This knowledge was used to harm humanity. Corruption and judgment. Tamiel and other sentinel angels married human daughters and gave birth to a race of giants called the Nephilim. They imparted forbidden knowledge to them, causing corruption and violence to spread throughout the earth. Their actions ultimately became one of the main causes of God's judgment of the world with the Great Flood. In summary, Tamiel, originally a symbol of God's perfection, is described as one of the fallen sentinel leaders who taught humans forbidden astronomy and other evil knowledge. Also asked, Azazel also appears in the Old Testament of the Bible. Tell me about the fallen angel Azazel. Azazel is a figure with various interpretations in Jewish and Christian traditions, primarily mentioned in the Day of Atonement, rituals of the Old Testament, and in the story of the fallen angel in the apocryphal Book of Enoch. Omitted. Punishment. Ultimately, by order of God, he was bound to a place called Dewdale in the desert, and condemned to darkness until the day of judgment by the angel Raphael. Thus, depending on the context, Azazel has various meanings, from a symbolic figure who bears sin to a primary demon who teaches humanity evil. Most Azazels appearing in contemporary works are based on the fallen angel motif from the Book of Enoch. And the seemingly more important Semiaza came to mind, so I asked again. Tell us about Semiaza, the leader of the fallen angels, and the 200 others in the Book of Enoch. According to the Book of Enoch, 200 fallen angels, or Watchers, Grigori, descended from heaven under the leadership of Semiaza. They landed on Mount Hermon, had sexual relations with human women, gave birth to the Nephilim giants, and taught humanity forbidden knowledge. The names of all 200 fallen angels are not listed, but rather the names of approximately 20 of their leading leaders are mentioned. These leaders are referred to as the chiefs of tens. Names of the leading leaders and the knowledge they taught. The names of the leading leaders in chapters 6 and 8 of the Book of Enoch are as follows. And, can you provide a chapter or passage in the Book of Enoch where the term bottomless pit appears, while the word bottomless pit is not directly used in the Book of Enoch 1? Enoch, similar concepts like pit of fire or pit of darkness are mentioned as the eschatological prison of fallen angels' guardians. This can be found particularly in Enoch 1046, 1811, 14,217, 10 and 9024, 26. Omitted. Theologians believe that the concept of angel prison in the Book of Enoch likely influenced the background thought behind the explicit use of the term bottomless pit, Greek abyssos in the New Testament's Book of Revelation. And, based on our examination, the 4 angels bound to the Euphrates River, based on the Book of Enoch, are Shemiaza, Semjaza, Shemahaza, Azazel, Tamiel, Ariel, and Kokabiel. For now, this is our only guess. It's impossible to determine whether this is true or false. According to the Bible, fallen angels took women from earth and gave birth to the Nephilim. It sounds fantastic, but it's not. There's a lot to say about angels, archangels, fallen angels, Nephilim, giants, Anakim, Anunnaki, Canaanites, and more. So I'll group them together and discuss them separately later. I'll also discuss the 12 books of the Apocrypha separately. I'll also discuss the wormholes and black holes mentioned in the Book of Enoch separately. Viewers who have studied this far are persevering. If you become my subscriber, you too can become Drive Indiana Jones. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and learn about the world's myths, lore, and history in this God's town. Goodbye.